Karl, Embassy Suites, Frisco, Texas, 49th edition of the US Open. How are you feeling about this week?
Excited, obviously biggest event of the season. Obviously along with the World Nineball Championships, this is the event the players want to win.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's the biggest major in the sport. Can't really disagree, but obviously you want to be world champion, I get that. But US Open, it's been around a long time, so much history. Obviously you get the green jacket and yeah, it's going to be a good week, I just know it.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know when you come into one of these arenas, and obviously this is the first time for us here in Embassy Suites in Frisco, Texas, and we saw today when we were at the opening ceremony a little taste of what the atmosphere we can expect this week.
Yeah, I spoke to a lot of the people that went today. Obviously they had balls, cues, shirts, they were getting everyone to sign it sort of thing, and you know, saying, oh, you're here all week, yeah, can't wait, I've booked the week off work, just buzzing that it's in Frisco and we get a chance to, you know, obviously watch a pro event where they live, so sounds like it's going to live up to expectation. Obviously, you know, in America, it's different, you know, this is the only cue sport in America.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
don't have snooker.
we don't have snooker, we don't have English 8-ball and all this. It's just what I call American pool, because I'm from England. And, you know, if you're a pool player, don't matter where you're from around the world, you love coming to America. Yeah. Because obviously there's loads of different pool rooms everywhere you go, really good pool rooms, there's a lot of action. It's just a really good place to be to play the game. Yeah,
it's evidently such a good amateur scene here. And from what we know already from JJ and other players, Texas is a hot spot for that, for that fan base and for that scene. So it's good to be here. It's good to be here and to see the arena. I mean, you know, you've been at so many US Opens, you've seen arena setups. What do you think of this so far?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's pretty much like our open events now, isn't it? You know, you've seen all the tables where you can walk around. Obviously, this is the main table. Good to see we've got tiered seating in from the get-go, because it sounds like there's going to be a few people here, you know, from the start. And I think obviously certain matches will deliver, whether it's on this table or that table. You know, it's like you'll start getting them tight matches and people sort of flock round it, and it's going to be good. I just know it's going to deliver this week. I've just got a feeling.
You kind of have that assumption when you come into the US Open. I mean, the only two I've done, it's been absolutely stacked at the end. You're getting all your top players going all the way through, and that's, you know, maybe I'm being silly to assume, but you always expect that. I think the fans expect that too.
Yeah, and a couple of days ago I was just looking at like the winners and who won it where, and then you see obviously the people that have come runner-up, and when you're looking at the names, it just always seems to be like two names you think, that's a great match I want to watch. No disrespect to a load of other players, but you know, certain sports have people who are just on a bit of a pedestal because they've won everything, or they've won so much more than us. And then obviously you have people that nip in and out who have won an event, but then they might vanish. So the US Open, you know, when you do look back at the finals, it just seems to be a bit of the who's who of pool.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I got to a final and all, but I didn't mean it in that way. I just meant, like, you know, when you look at last year, Yap against Ghost, and we've had Yap against Biardo, Filler against Wu Cha Ching.
2024, that's the first one I did. It was Ghost versus SVB.
That's what I mean, it's insane.
It's unreal.
But when Matchroom got the rights to the US Open in 2019, it was Filler against Wu Cha Ching. It's like insane final, you know, like complete box office. We've only mentioned 4 of them there, and they're literally like, I want to see that match. It just seems to deliver, you know, that way. So it's quite unique. Obviously, it's a different pressure. You know, you're coming out here, you've got the national anthem, you know, there's the green jacket, the history, and it just seems to work.
Yeah, it definitely does work. Let's talk about the first round of matches, because there's some tasty ones. Let me get my phone out.
Yeah, get your phone out, pal.
I'm not going to remember them. Obviously, you get the standard ones. We know Aloysius, Shane, you know, these are high top players. I think Aloysius is playing against a guy from Britain, Martin Ragg. Shane's up against a guy from America, Glenn Davis.
I met Glenn today in the lift.
I did too. He was at the opening ceremony.
Right, I didn't see him there, but he come in the elevator.
Yeah.
I should say elevator, not lift, sorry. He come in the elevator. Hey, Karl. I said, oh, you playing? Yeah, I'm playing. Big fan. I said, who you got? He went, oh, I got SVB. I said, well, you'll be in the arena then, pal. He said, yeah, I can't wait. You know what I mean? That's what's so good about it.
It was just good I had this exact same conversation, just seeing him being so enthusiastic, being like, I'm going to be on the main table playing against Shane. I'm like, are you like worried at all? He goes, yeah, but like, it's the fun of it, you know?
But I suppose that's the cool thing. You know,
it's the beauty of our events being it so open.
Yeah, it has negatives, it has positives, of course. Some people might think, what, I play pool on a Tuesday and I can enter the US Open. we can't enter US Open tennis, can we? You know what I mean? It just doesn't exist, does it?
It's not a world that happens.
No, but obviously, like, we have our 128 pro players, known players, if you like, around the world, and then obviously the draw's done. And you always get these people who sort of live locally who want to have a go. They pay their entry fee, and next thing you're playing Shane on there. It's actually pretty bonkers, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit like Poker World, isn't it?
Yeah, similar. We've kind of mimicked that just with this arena set, but I know what you mean.
But you know what I mean? You pay your entry, or some of these have qualifiers online. They don't. Next thing you're at this tournament in Vegas, and the next thing it's like, who's this kid who's won World Series? You know what I mean? No one knows who he is. But pool's a little bit like that. But listen, as it comes to the end, and you're looking at, like, obviously it's a little bit different this week because the final day is just going to be the final, which I love that, by the way. Yeah, I think that's huge.
Yeah,
you build up to it.
I mean, I completely agree. I like that we're pushing it all on that final day. The final match is going to be there. We've obviously got the junior final before, which I think is really exciting. There's more coverage for the next gen, which is really exciting. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about the new format. We obviously spoke about it a moment ago about how it's obviously a bit different. Double the limb to the last 64, which we've usually done before. But in this run of events, we have Florida, Arizona. That's different from those two. And then we go from there. And I need to remember now. So we go 64, last 32, last 16.
On the same day.
All on the same day.
And then quarters, semis.
Quarters, semi, day 5.
And then the final is on its own. I think we're coming out about 4 o'clock, I'm sure that's right.
Yeah. Why do you like the final only being on the final day?
Well, I don't like the thought that the person who's played the second semi-final doesn't get a longer break as the first one. I think it's a bit... the person who's won the first semis is off chilling, probably having a bath, a bit of food, relaxing. And then usually the second semi-final, you don't get a massive break.
No, you don't. It's a couple of hours usually.
Yeah, and that's being kind as well. But let's just say it's 2 hours, so it's not like a big break. That you've won your match, you're in the final, you're buzzing. You've not had to, you've not had time to sort of come down. So I think the fact that, like, the two finalists can go to bed, job done. Wake up the next day, obviously you guys doing what you do best. It'll be all publicity, building up to the final. I'm sure we'll think of some cool stuff to get out there and pump it up and build it up.
Another Cowboy standoff.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, it's your final, isn't it? People want to come and see the final. Again, from a fan's perspective, they're not watching 3 matches in a day. They're not watching 2 semis, which might take 4 hours if we're being kind, but probably more 5 hours for 2 semi-finals. And then they come back and they got to watch a final. It's like everyone's just fresh. There'll be a big buzz. I just know it because I've seen it work in other sports. Come final day, there'll be a massive buzz in this room, in this arena. Obviously, there'll be more seats. It's just about building.
It's going to be stacked. Those will be on either side.
Yeah, these will be on other sides.
It's going to be. I was talking with the boys earlier. We're sold out Saturday, Sunday. We're sold out on Friday. We've added more tickets now.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll probably be sold out by Friday.
We might need some more chairs then.
Definitely going to need more chairs, but it's going to be almost like a Moscone Cup.
The
amount of people we're going to have for that final, which will be really exciting to have that for the final match. So yeah, really, really looking forward to that. Let's talk about those first round matches. We started, didn't finish. There's some exciting ones.
So Yap's going to start.
Yap
defending
starts.
Champ.
Shane follows up against our boy Glenn.
Okay, see how Glenn gets on.
Listen, I told Glenn, I said, listen, if you win, I'm running over with the mic in your face. He said, I can't wait to see you there. So I love that confidence from him.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. But some fun matchups. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Is this the third match?
These are just first round matches.
Okay,
right? Eklund versus Earl's my favourite.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Would love to see how Earl reacts to that. Do you think we can get a bite out of Catchy if Earl's doing his?
Not really. Catchy's very calm and he's very laid back. Yeah, it's not really his character. Obviously, Earl, you would expect there's going to be some antics. Eklund's not on his A game. Is he going to show up here and play his A game straight away? I don't know. Can Earl beat him? I don't know. It's going to be a fun game, like you say. Different.
It'll be interesting for sure.
But when you think about it, you're looking at a match there where there's Eklund who's mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
And Earl is mid 60s now. I say 64, 65, 63, whatever. Yeah. But he's definitely in his 60s. Yeah. When you're talking about like the age gap there, it's pretty special, isn't it? It's pretty unique.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they played. One of the others was telling me they
played the World Pool Masters,
I think
Eklund beat him. There's a funny interview and all that, and Earl sort of like loses
his rag at the MC. Other matches: Elliot Sanderson versus Corey individual.
That's an interesting one.
That's good. And Corey's playing really well.
Corey's he's a former champ, obviously quite a long time ago, but he's a clever player. He's a tricky player. He knows how to move and make things difficult. But Elliot, he's got to a last 16 of an Open event, UK Open this year. He's got talent, and he has started to beat some of the sort of more well-known players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that'll be a close match.
I think it will be. Darren Appleton versus Tommy Kennedy.
Two of the old guards, from back in the day.
We saw Tommy today, didn't we, at the opening ceremony?
Tommy was loving that free chicken and the drinks and all that.
Loved
he was loving
the drink.
it.
He just looked so happy to be here.
Oh, he's buzzing, It's going to be I think Darren goes into that like a decent big favourite, to be fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know how much pool Tommy Kennedy's been playing.
Don't know, I didn't have the chance to ask him for it, and he was too busy eating.
Well, I know he's been struggling with the break. Obviously, this is a 4-inch pocket.
Yeah.
I think Daz will just have a bit too much in the tank for him.
Okay, good. I want to also mention about someone that's come back onto the tour who you haven't seen for the last two. It's Fedor Gorst, former US Open champion.
Fedor Gorst, yeah.
How do you fancy his chances this week? Do you think he'll just be business as usual?
I don't know.
Give you a brutal opinion?
I don't know, mate. It's a funny one. Listen, you can play your way into a tournament. I did it my whole career, do you know what I mean? It's US Open. The business heads will be on. So these guys who may have looked like they've been struggling a little bit, maybe they can just flick the switch and it's game on.
Yeah.
Or are we going to see the guys who are in absolute form do the business here? Like obviously Alexa, Dennis Grabe, obviously Shane Van Bonen, Kazakos is hitting a pretty sweet ball. Yeah. These guys who have come in on this US swing of events that have won or been to finals and semis. Even Aloysius Yapi got to semis at Vice and semis at Phoenix, so he's not hitting a bad ball, is he? No. Phil, I've watched him a few times. Looks a little bit suspect. He seems to be doing a few weird things, like making easy mistakes. But listen, they've won it before. They know it's big time. Yeah. They know we're on ESPN the final. So they can show up, they know it's game time, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I completely agree. And I want to ask you about your pundits picks, because you've come up with two. Who are they?
SVB's the favourite that we've got to pick. We have to pick someone who's won it before or won a Worlds. So I just think Shane's playing unbelievable. I think the way his career's gone and how much effort he's put in from this big to this big, I think he will get his 6.
Do you think? Is this the year? Because I think that is the main narrative.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Aloysius coming in to defend the title. Of course, that's a narrative.
Yeah.
But the fans are going, this is the year.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the year. I think he's got to get one out of the next 3. But I just think the way he practices, how much effort he puts in, I think I think he will get the 6. You can see the arena's still being built, or you can hear it. Table fitters are just levelling tables.
Someone's got their toothbrush out over there.
Yeah, so I do think he is destined to get the 6th and become the guy who's got that record. It's going to be so tough to catch, obviously, 6. And he's playing really well, by the way.
Yeah.
Really well.
That's what I want to talk about. The whole Florida run, Arizona he played. Did he reach in Arizona? Quarters?
Quarters.
Went out to Alexa.
No, he didn't go out to Alexa, did he? Did he?
He did, yeah.
No, he went out to Alexa in Yuma. Is that what you said?
I said Arizona, yeah.
Phoenix, I'm thinking.
Okay, Phoenix.
Phoenix Open, he went quite deep there. I want to say quarterfinals.
So he's ready.
He's ready. He's playing. Listen,
he's in full form.
He is playing as good as anyone I've seen. Alexa's been impressive as well. I've got to give him his due. He's been down. He's come from nowhere. Obviously lost in final, won in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's not bothered when he's down. He's going to have a lot of confidence. I don't know. Listen, SVB. I've done a lot of his matches this last 3 weeks. He looks bang up for it.
Yeah, I understand why you picked him as a favourite.
And then the outsider.
Oh yeah.
Yanawata.
You say he's an outsider, but he's
this an month, outsider.
Yeah, I know.
He's not won a US Open. He's not won a Worlds. Come on, we've got to relax, right? I think if we leave him on the outside tables, depending on who he plays, I know you'd be desperate to get him on here, but he's 17 years of age.
Yeah, we had this conversation. You want to make sure they're nurtured almost well when it comes to.
He's going to cope better over there for now. Try and steam his way through the field. Yeah. He was absolutely steamrolling people in Phoenix. He beat Aloysius Yap 9-2 in winners, and then another match I seen he was 8-0 up in about 24 minutes. He obviously just can get on with it. And listen. If he goes deep or he's playing that certain player,
then
welcoming him in. But we don't need to be throwing these, even AJ Manis, let them just do their thing, let them just
work their way.
Yeah, and see if they can get to the proper business end.
I think Albert's, I do think he is knocking on the door, simple as that.
Oh, it's a joke, mate. 17 years of age.
It's the confidence. It's that aggressive style he has when he comes to the table. When he's fearless when he plays whoever.
Yeah, and let's not forget, in Yuma, he was 9-1 up. And he just lost a freak match. So, but he showed you what he can do.
And how quick he got to 9-1 to reach the hill.
Yeah. Super talented. Spectacular. So he's my outsider. What about you? Give us 2 names, come on.
I'd say, I think given fan favourite, it's SVB. Yep. I think the fan in me, as opposed to the person that works for Matchroom, I want to see Shane pick up the 6th title, just for the history of it, and to see him, break that record. Outsider though?
Who's your outsider?
This is tough.
It's always a tricky pick, isn't it?
It's a tough one. Alex played really well. It seemed obvious to go for him, just with how he is in form.
Yeah, he is an outsider, but you've got to question your morals when you're picking a guy that's just done back-to-back finals.
Well, I'm trying to save credibility. I'm trying to save face.
Well, I'm saying one of the pundits has picked him, so I'm having a little dig at them. It's like, he is an outsider.
He's just won a ranking event.
Yeah, but you could go a little bit more left field. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll come back to you. Let's watch day 1, see how that unrolls. And then
just wait till final.
I'll wait till final. Do you know what? I'm gonna go with
I'll
two.
To the quarters.
What's favourite? What's outsider?
Well done, genius.
No, I'll come back to you on the outsider. But for me, the favourite is SVB. I would love to see him win. Listen, it'd be good to see Yap go back to back. We haven't seen a back-to-back US Open champion since 2013, and that was Shane, funnily enough. So to see that is also history. But I'll come back to you on the outsider.
Yeah, we've done well there. Didn't interrupt you once.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, bud.
Right, tune in, WNT TV, for the US Open Pool Championship. Karl, any final words?
Stay tuned.
Brilliant.